long do you think the short squeeze is gonna last?
It might be this week. It might be 2 weeks.
The longer, the better it is because it'll hurt those hedge fund money to spend more money. So
yeah, I guess so. The thing is, like, the longer they hold it, the worse the rest of the economy gets hit.
Who cares about the rest of the economy? Who cares about that? You don't care about that.
Oh, nobody cares about, like, as long as
man.
GameStop is at $1,000, we don't care if, like, any.
Listen,
if the
as
rest
long as
of
this hedge fund takes the hit, who cares about the economy? It'll bounce back.
Hey there. Welcome to the Gluten-Free Organic Thoughts Podcast, where you are encouraged to express your natural thoughts and views through casual, meaningful conversations that hopefully can lead to learning and understanding new perspectives. To find out more info, visit www.gfothoughts.com. Now, here are your hosts, Michael Wong and Robert Din. We hope you enjoy this episode.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another great episode of Gluten-Free Organic Thoughts. I am Michael, one of your co-hosts for this show, and with me always Robert Din. Today, we got a special episode where we talk about current events, but we're gonna slightly, narrow it down and focus on one specific event that will probably branch out to multiple things. So we are going to talk about the situation with GameStop.
GameStop, man, it's crazy. Yeah. This whole week has been nuts. Like,
yes.
When this comes out, it'll be a week before, but it's been a crazy.
It may be over. It may be over.
It may be over by the time this comes out.
It may not.
But yeah, it's a crazy week so far.
Okay, before we get started, what are you drinking, Robert?
All right, I am drinking again. I'm drinking this Jameson.
You're drinking again. Not surprising, but sure. Wait, you still have that cold brew?
Yeah, damn. I'm still. There's still, like, this is a big bottle, and I'm the only one drinking, and there's like this much left. So
it's been like 3 weeks now, right?
No. I got this right after Kevin came on, so it's been over. Okay. It's been almost 4 months, 5 months, something like that.
I mean, the last time I saw you drinking, that was a couple of weeks ago. So
right. So yeah, but like I've been drinking this since Kevin. Like, I've just been like 1 or 2 drinks at a time. It's just
nice. I am have some Kahlua coffee.
You're drinking too.
Well, Kahlua coffee, that's not really drinking, so but let me tell you.
I mean, Kahlua has alcohol in it.
Mm-hmm. It's tasty.
So
but it's coffee.
It is.
Keep in mind, it is 9 p.m. Eastern time zone.
Yes, and it is 6:45 here.
Yeah, but
it's
Kahlua,
almost 10 there. Almost 10 there.
And I'm drinking coffee, by the way.
It doesn't matter. I used to chug a Red Bull before going to bed, like for the night.
You used to chug a Red Bull?
I would chug a Red Bull before going to bed.
All right, we're gonna talk about health issues later on. We're gonna talk about that. All right, so Robert's gonna bring in, a quick, description of what's been happening, and describe what exactly, with some definition, just to make sure every listener that's out there understand at least the basis of it.
Right. Yeah. This week has been nuts. Like, GameStop has increased its share price from $17 to
$483, all-time high, $483.
Almost $483. Yeah, it's crazy, right? Yeah. So, I think before we do that, we need to go into like what is shorting and what is like a short squeeze, which is what is actually happening. So, when you short a stock, like normally you buy a stock and you're wanting it to go up. So you're like, oh, I'm gonna buy this stock, I own it, and it's gonna go up. And then when you sell it at a premium or a loss, and
higher price,
the difference, right?
Yeah.
So when you short a stock, you're expecting it the opposite way. You're expecting it to go down. But the way the market works with that is if you're shorting a stock, you are borrowing the stock.
Yep.
And then selling it off to someone else. At that
hoping the price goes down.
Hoping the price will go down, and then once you're ready to buy it back, then you'll buy back the shares, and give back the shares that you borrowed, right? So that's normally how it works.
And that's how you make money. That biggest difference there.
That difference. Yeah, you're hoping it goes down, and then you've already sold it for, say, $10, and if it comes down to $5, then you'll buy it at $5 and give it back. So then you'll make
you make $5 per share, whatever the upper contract with that issue is.
Yeah. So what happened here is they're doing a short squeeze, which is a company has been short a position, right? They've been short GameStop, and a short squeeze is when someone is over short, and then the price is like someone else comes in, a third party comes in and says, oh, I'm gonna push the price up so that you're losing money, instead of instead of the stock going down and you make that difference, now the stock is going up and you're losing that difference. And so you can lose an infinite amount.
So right now we don't know where the short squeeze zone lies right now. So Robert, if you show the chart, that there's a zone called the short squeeze zone. We don't know where it lies. We don't know what the top is. It could be, it could end next week. We don't know. It could end Monday, tomorrow. You never know, right? So so right now, because I think Gamestop is what, $300 per share right now. So they're still within that zone, but we don't know how high can it really go. It could go $1,000.
It can go 1,000. We don't know. We don't know when that happens. But so what happens in the short squeeze is when the companies are borrowing these shares. If they're doing it on margin, so that they need to keep a certain percentage of that in cash,
and it costs them, money,
and it costs them money to do it, right? So if the price goes up too much and they're losing too much, the company they're borrowing from is gonna be like, all right, I need a little bit back because you're in the negative right now, right? So
in the red.
We don't know if you can pay this, so we need a little bit back on it, right? So when they have to buy back for that, they actually have to buy those shares, which
at a higher price.
Increases the price even more. Every time you buy, the stock goes up, right? So they're buying, they're short on this, they're losing money, and then they're forced to buy, which increases the price, and they lose more money, and it's a spiral.
It's a cycle. So what happened is that those company buys it back at a higher price, so therefore that's the losses that they that they accumulate because they're spending that cash right there. So but if you don't buy it back, and the longer you're on the margin per day, they also eat interest on top of that as well,
right?
And that's how they cost them the money on top of that. So what a lot of hedge funds does, they have to sell off other things to use that cash to buy back that those shorts. So it's crazy. It's a cycle. I think Melvin Capital reported over 53% loss. Some of that, how much? I don't even know how much money they reported. I believe was roughly around what? Hang on, $13 billion. Something like that.
13 billion. That sounds about right. Yeah, it's a lot of money. They've already lost a lot, and they're still short. They're in it for the long haul. They're trying to
and this is one position last Friday, right? Because they try to cover as much as they could, but because it expired last Friday, some of those options. Right?
So it's also right now it's a fight between retailers and these hedge funds who are short, right? So it's these hedge funds are hoping that these retailers don't have enough to keep this going, and they can eventually you're gonna have to sell this. Even the retail is gonna have to sell, and then take the profits, and then I'll bring the price back down to where it should be. But it's just a standoff,
it's a standoff battle right now. Because guess what? There's more options expire next Friday, so we don't know. Like I said, so in that chart shows that short squeeze zone. We don't know how high it can really go. We don't know what the top is, but just that the longer the time happens, the better it is for the retailers. Because what that happens is that it's just that those hedge funds have to eat interest. They have, especially if they're doing
that margin interest that they have to pay is gonna come due, and then they just have to keep on buying or they'll sell off some other shares, and the rest of the market tanks.
And that's what's happened. I feel like that's what's kind of happening. A lot of bit of volatility behind that with the market situation, probably. I mean, you saw that on Friday a little bit, where the market was a little bit red really for most of the day. And keep in mind, by the time this comes out, I'm talking about the Friday of the 29th that just happened this past Friday. So it's just that you saw probably a lot of hedge fund positioning. It could be, you don't know, but at the same time, though, but you can see the volatility though. It was definitely crazy.
And this has escalated a lot. It started on Reddit on this Wall Street.
Oh, this one guy,
And this one guy, his username is deep fucking value. He's been on GameStop for years. He was on I think it was September 2019. He was in his position, and he was posting every month, I'm still in GameStop. It's gonna go up. I'm still in GameStop.
And he was right, because we looked this up too. Also, GameStop is a fundamentally sounder company where it was paying off his debt, and it was able to have enough cash to cover whatever it was. And they were closing store, obviously, but they weren't ready to file bankruptcy tomorrow.
They were. I mean, even they closed all of their stores, they were still
okay.
profitable.
They were okay.
They still had money. They still weren't going to go bankrupt. It's just all of these shorts were pushing them down, right?
To $4 per share, something like that.
Down to $4. Yeah, in 2019, it was $4 a share.
So Michael Berry bought a bunch of shares at that rate because he believed that was a sub fundamentally sound, company too. And then what's his face, what's called the founder of Chewy, spent like over $73 million, something stupid. Big buy,
he bought like
12%
12%.
stake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's people who understand and know that this is
There's some value
there's
left
some
in this
value
company.
in there, right? Yeah. But then there's the shorters who are just trying to keep them down, push them down, right? And yeah, and I think was it like a month ago? Like it really got big because
Yep.
he's been posting this every month for a long time, and then all of a sudden, I don't know what was the trigger for all of this to happen.
So when I saw it last Friday, well, no, that's right, it was last Wednesday. Yeah, last Wednesday. People were just people were just started. It was just a cascading thing. Like, hey, let's try it, because we know that people saw that it was leveraging over 152% on that short ratio, and it's like, this makes no sense at all. How they able to short more than the outstanding shares that's sitting out there?
Oh, also these companies are on leverage. Like they're like borrowing, but not just borrowing from their money. They're borrowing like on top of that. They're borrowing money to actually put short on here.
And keep in mind, these are companies that probably got bailed out a while back ago. Remember that? So, and I mean, also it's just so what ended up happening is that that Reddit thread kept growing, and then it got really popular. I think on Friday, and that's where like,
yeah, well, they've been getting popular for a while, right?
Yeah.
So like,
what was the jump? It was like, I think 700,000, and then in a week it went to 6 million.
Yeah, yeah. In this last week, they've grown multiples over what they even are.
It's crazy. It's crazy though. But and it wasn't just a thing they were trying to protect. It was a GameStop, AMC, Nokia.
I think what happened was like the GameStop worked, right? What they did with GameStop, it took it from 17. They got up to like one day it was 75, and then you went on mute, Mike. But yeah, it went on, and then who is it? Like Elon Musk posted about it, and Chamath, what's his that? I don't even know how to say his whole name. But this this other tech guy, he also posted about it, and then it shot up.
Yeah,
it shot.
And then I think Chamath exit out, but still, he donated a proceed to Barstool Fund, if I remember correctly. A bunch of people donated a lot of the proceeds to the Barstool Fund, because, and for those who don't know what Barstool Fund is a nonprofit where Daniel Portner started to help small businesses out. So what they do is kind of help, replenish money for those businesses who lost or got closed, or just closed because shut down because of COVID, and they try to help those out. But anyway, a lot of those people who made money try to donate to that.
Yeah, so there's a lot of like big name people that like that even made it even more popular.
More money,
right?
yeah.
And it shot the price
so
up.
It's just cascaded, it spiral. It just went, at that point, just rocket. It went moon.
Going to the moon, right?
Yeah. What was it called? What did it call it in there? Diamond hands?
Oh my god, yeah, I've never heard of this term before until this. Like diamond hands, like you wanna make sure that you're holding so strong that they're diamonds, right?
Yeah. So let's talk about a little bit more about what happened exactly last week, right? Because I really want to go into the detail of, what happened to Chamath, the news media, how they play a role into this, whether it was fake news or real news, and then I think we need to just touch base on those situations. I mean, I think we noticed something, with this media. I was watching this live with Chamath and CNBC. This reporter, he was just started grilling him because Chamath sold his position.
Yeah, so this was so like a little background. This was on CNBC on, I want to say it was Thursday.
Yeah.
It could have been Wednesday, maybe Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday because it was
Wednesday. It was
before
Wednesday.
all this stuff happened.
Yeah, and he sold out on Wednesday morning
because the night before on Tuesday, Chamath had posted that he had put in 100,000 in GameStop.
Yep.
And then the next day it popped up to like 100 and something.
Yeah. The next day he said that, hey, I'm gonna announce my position out of this. But however, I really think you guys are doing the right thing. Blah blah blah. He was trying to encourage him more. So
yeah. So then because of that, he went on to CNBC.
Yep.
And then there was a reporter on there who was, I don't even remember who the reporter was, but he was just grilling Chamath, right? Like he was like, oh, why are you promoting all of this? He asked him about like how the retail investors usually the ones that get messed with. Like at the end of the day, they're the ones that are holding the bag for all this stuff.
And they were saying that WSB was trying to manipulate the market,
Mm-hmm.
and and it's crazy because for the longest period of time, we've seen time after time, like a lot of billionaires or a lot of those hedge fund people manipulated the market. It's just time after time. There's so much evidence out there, and I'm not going to go into one of them right now, but it's just and now they're saying, hey, they're calling for more regulation.
Right. Isn't it crazy that they're calling for more regulation? But it's also it's interesting because Chamath was great on the show.
Yeah.
He came back and was like, yeah, they've been doing this for many years, and now you're talking about regulations and the retailers holding the bag. It makes
It's because they're making more money,
it's
and
because they're making money, and probably his friends he might be invested in Melvin Capital or something. Like he has something involved because he was so against retailers doing this versus and like crying over like these billionaire hedge funds. Oh, they lost billions of dollars. Like, okay,
sorry, they lost their yachts.
honestly, like it was your fault that you lost all this money, right? Like you're the ones investing. You didn't have you didn't have a blocker, a stopper, or like a stop loss on it. Like this is your fault.
And not only that, going on margin and that shit too.
And you went on margin. Like it just if you're gonna say that the regular investor can invest all this money and lose it, and nobody says anything.
Yeah.
Like, why are you defending these hedge funds?
And only that, these retailers have more to lose, by the way. They have more to lose because guess what? They can't keep going like you guys can get more funding, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And the thing is that this is probably a chunk change to them, the loss, to be honest with you, because they probably made billions of dollars in the past 10 years since the recession. You know what I mean? Like, so yes, they took 1 month loss. Big deal. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's just comes to show that I feel like if anything go against them, especially this is their game, you can tell that they got mad that the retailers played their game,
and so are beating them at their game in one scenario, in one spot.
And so you see senators coming out saying, hey, we need to look into this SEC regulation. They even call out, hey, Yellen, you need to do something about it. Blah blah blah. Like you can see the media kind of turned against the retailers, to be honest with you.
They definitely were. So like in the interview, you could tell he was trying to get Chamath to like say something that would be, oh, the poor hedge fund guys, right? Like there's
but he did not bend at all.
He didn't bend at all. It was a good interview. Anyone who like wants to check it out, they should look up that interview. It's
by the way, CNBC is not gonna show the full video because they don't want to get embarrassed. So you have to watch. You have to literally just Google the YouTube video of that, the full episode. It's like 21 minutes long, but it's such a powerful video that you can learn from a lot from that. He's a good speaker, but you can tell he was ready to answer that whole shitty question, to tell you.
Yeah. He's also there's other stuff to talk about him. But like but yeah, like after that happened, right? After he went on, the price just kept going up. Like it just skyrocketed. And then Wednesday night, like after the market closed, the Reddit, like WallStreetBets Reddit shut down. Like they went private, like the whole
Discord channel got banned.
The Discord channel got banned all at the same time, and then you saw the stock drop, and you're just and everybody after hours. So like, there's no way to sell it. There's no way to do anything. Like as a retailer, there's no way to do anything about this. But you just saw it.
And so there's a lot of stuff before we move on. There's a lot of story came out of this, like, or speculation that hey, the hedge fund has some pull behind this. We don't know, to be honest with you. This is like just fact, but these are the stories that was going around.
In the time, you thought that like, oh, these hedge funds, they got Reddit to shut them down. They got Discord to shut them down. It ended up being that like Discord they had like a violation on their Discord, right?
Yeah, it was like something about hate speech.
Yeah,
I don't know. I
don't even trust that, right? Because it seems weird. Also, the mods on the channel, they said that they have bots that like ban people, right? So like auto ban people for saying hate speech. So why?
It's the same thing as Reddit too.
They have bots and on Reddit too, yeah. But it doesn't make sense that they have all these violations and then they just shut them down. But they got shut down later too. Like they've been shut down a few times since then. Reddit was due to like their ban rate limit was
because it was growing too fast. Supposedly,
it was growing too fast, and they didn't have enough. Like they couldn't ban people fast enough or something. I don't know what it is, but yeah, it was. They had to do some settings update.
They had to get more mods too. They had to pick up more mods.
They had to pick up more, and they had to talk to Reddit to increase their ban limit.
Yeah,
that was the major issue. But yeah,
but the story was circling with different things, obviously.
Yeah, but like in the moment, you like felt like this is fishy.
I'm like, fucking hedge funds, this is super fishy.
We were all thinking that. We're like, man, these fucking billionaires are out here like
pulling strings.
They're pulling strings. They're getting all their friends to like help this and that.
But then what happened to the next day though? Added more fuel to the fire.
It definitely did, yeah. And then the next day, Robinhood, which most of the millennials are trading on, and they've been trading on it for the whole pandemic. They're like, Robinhood said we are stopping trading of GameStop and the other stocks that are involved. So in this time, like GameStop increased so much that people were like finding other stocks that were similar, like BlackBerry, AMC, I think Bed Bath and Beyond around there, something else, some other ones. So Robinhood decided that for all of those stocks, they're stopping trading.
Like, not stopping trading. Stop buying anything.
Stopping to let you buy. They're like, oh, you're not allowed to buy anymore, but you can sell anytime you want.
Anytime you want. You can sell anytime you want. Yeah.
Which so it was at the time we were like, so what the fuck? And it wasn't just them though. It was them. It was
TD Ameritrade.
It was basically all the brokers.
Yeah.
Almost all brokers.
Fidelity didn't do that. Neither did short swaps. Neither did SoFi. So and a bunch of other ones didn't do that because
but like most of the big ones did. It was just Charles Schwab and what did you say? What were the three
that did not do?
Yeah, that didn't.
SoFi did not do it. That did not. Yeah, and then there was I think Vanguard didn't do it either.
Vanguard and Schwab.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but I mean, there's a bunch of other ones that didn't do it because I don't think they had the volume there, right? And I think technically, go into the reason why they did it. Most of the time, but at that time though, you felt like those motherfuckers just pull some strings.
I know this one felt it felt bad. Also, there was
like punch one and then that was punch two.
Yeah, it just felt like everything's working against us right now in the whole thing. And then also there was reports that like who was it? Citadel?
Yeah, Citadel.
Citadel had bought a bunch of shorts prior to Robinhood announcing.
But only that though. So I think a little bit of a background. Citadel owns it's BFF with Melon Capital, right? Also, Citadel kind of owns Robinhood. That's the reason why
they don't really own them, right?
They don't really. I think they fund them, isn't it?
No, they're basically Robinhood's number one customer.
Created customer. That's what it was.
That's their real customer is Citadel.
Yeah.
Like it might be like all these Robinhood users are like trading on here, but
they get a lot of action. They get a lot of action.
They make very little money off of those people, and they make so much more. 50% of their trades go through Citadel. So
and because of the volume there, how much volume money they do.
So basically, Citadel is their number one customer. So we're like, and Citadel owns Melvin Capital. Yeah. So Melvin Capital's losing a bunch of money. So everyone's like, oh. So Citadel came up to Robinhood and said, you're going to stop all this, letting them buy, and then only let them sell. And then selling forces the price down. So it helps the shorts, right? So it just felt like a lot of stuff was working.
And that was the story, though, in a sense.
Yeah, right? it just made everyone believe that this was so against you, right? Like it's just all these big hedge funds are like working.
It was a Goliath, It was Goliath just keeps, kind of, just sucking punching us, 1-2. That's what it was. It was a 1-2 combo. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I felt like in the moment. I felt the same way, and I'm not even to put it out there. I'm not even in GameStop. I don't own any GameStop, but I did buy a little bit of AMC, a little bit of BlackBerry, but like nothing that's gonna affect my portfolio if anything happens. But still, like I felt mad because I was like, man, what? Like, how do these billionaires get to do all this stuff, and then we're over here like we're trying to like even if we came up with an idea that would work.
It's their game.
It's
with
their
own
game,
rules.
and we're not allowed to use those same.
With their own rules. Yeah.
Right.
And this kind of also felt like, okay, this is not a free market. That's what it was. I think that's what it felt like.
It definitely felt like that. I posted on Facebook. I was like, oh man, this doesn't feel like a free market.
So this cascaded with a lot of celebrities coming out, like David Portnoy saying, hey, what the hell are you doing, Robinhood? Calling the shit out of them. AOC too. Like a bunch of people just started calling them out, and the story was apparently they came out at the end of the day, say, hey, the DTC say, hey, we have to make sure that
DTC is their clearing corporation.
Corporations, correct.
So all of these trades go through DTCC.
Yep.
To be able to clear. So like all of the money comes in, all the shares go out. They all come through there.
It's a deposits that needs to clear to balance it out, the book of business. That's what it was, right?
Yeah.
So, and so it sounded like, obviously certain brokers cleared faster than other because there was less volume, probably, perhaps, or they have the liquidity to show for that.
Yeah.
So I think Webull cleared within, I think they got banned at noontime. They cleared within 3-4 p.m., which is a couple hours. TD Ameritrade cleared within an hour before market close. But Robinhood did not clear for the longest period of time until the next day, I think.
The next day?
Yeah.
I didn't follow.
No, because
I didn't follow.
So, because I got an email saying, hey, we're gonna allow you guys to trade tomorrow morning. Limited trading tomorrow morning.
And then and so what happened? The next day they announced that they announced that they'll do limited trading, and the limit was 2 shares. If you
was it 2 shares?
Yeah, 2 shares. Like if you wanted to buy, but you had more than 2 shares, they wouldn't let you increase your position.
It's so crazy. Yeah.
2 shares? Oh my! Like how is that even possible?
And not only that, they force a lot of margin accounts to exit the position.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
At
lower rates, right? Like
at lower rates,
like
too, yeah.
a lower. They like made them. They settled their.
It was super shady.
They settled their stuff like at a very low rate.
I have a friend who were forced to get out of. They would settle their options
They forced him off of his options. Yeah, so they just like sold off people's positions at like a lower price target than what the market was even saying at the time.
It's because a lot of people were on margin doing that shit. That's what happened. And so they're obviously, I'm like, guys, you're the one that allowed those people to get a margin account, first of all.
Right.
Second of all, it's your liability to weigh your risk, and regardless of whether they're doing this or not. Okay.
Right.
You should be practicing best practice for yourself and the consumer itself.
You should have enough cash to cover all of this margin that you're giving.
Yeah.
And if not, then that's
it's on your ass. You should not be running you should not be running the shop.
Yeah. And I could see like pausing margin or whatever, but like closing people's positions is like, how do you even justify this?
Yeah. And didn't Robinhood get a line of credit?
They got $1 billion line. Was it?
Is that billion? I thought it was more than that. I could have sworn it was more than that. But anyway, they got a line of credit though, just to protect.
I think they got $1 billion in investments from their investors.
They raised money. They raised
$1 billion in funding because of this, and then they got a line of credit on top.
Isn't that crazy how fast they raised $1 billion in the?
I mean, when you're Robinhood and everyone's using them, it's funny because like after that. People were so mad that they went onto like the Google Play Store and just started 1-star.
No, Apple reviews. And Apple. So it was the number one. It was the number one Apple downloading stock because for the longest period of time, and then suddenly it had literally 110,000 1-star review in like a little matter of 24 hours.
Yeah. What's their rate? Did their reviews go down on Apple?
I don't know. It's like 1.1, something like that. It was something stupid.
Oh, it's down. Like it's actually the rating. They kept the ratings.
So on Google, though, it was Google's different though. Apple
on Google, they went from like 270,000 reviews 1-star, and Google removed 100,000 reviews, and they brought them back down to like 170,000.
It changed the average,
and it changed the average went back up to 4 something. But yeah, that's sketchy as hell too. Like they call up their buddies at Google and they're like, "Hey, we need we need you to remove all of these reviews for me."
Sequoia Capital, man. Sequoia Capital.
Oh man.
Sequoia Capital, man. I tell you.
Yeah.
But okay, the funny thing is that this wasn't the first time Robinhood getting into the news. I think Robinhood literally back in December 2019, they settled some lawsuit about malpracticing, like performance, not optimizing performance. Hang on, if I remember it correctly, like literally this was, I think last year, right? They paid the $65 million in SEC charges that they did not. They knew that they didn't optimize performance, so they lost a lot of money of trade. Like pretty much people lost a lot of money of trading because they didn't, they didn't optimize performance for these consumers.
Yeah.
Well, weren't good in a sense.
Like they just weren't updated when they knew that there was a problem.
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know how this is definitely gonna affect, because Robinhood's getting ready to go IPO, right? Like,
yeah.
This has to
by the way,
affect their
so
IPO.
this was December 2020. By the way, this was like literally
December, like last month.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I did. I think I did remember reading this. I think the settlement happened last month.
Yeah, it happened last month. Yeah, and then 2019 happened another settlement too. Also, too, in 2019 a similar matter happened, but it was like less. It was for $1.25 million, something like that. But this time oh my god, it was a $65 million civil penalty. That's what it was. Jesus Christ. Again, it's probably chunk change to them.
No, they make a ton of money, so I can't see that this affecting their bottom line. But there's also there's already a class action lawsuit against them for this that people are starting. So it could.
We'll see how far that one goes, though. We don't know. Let me ask you this though. IPO, right? Like you said, right? Do you think this affect their IPO?
This has to affect their IPO, right?
Imagine everybody short Robinhood.
They do a short squeeze on Robinhood. I think I don't know. I don't know if people are
aware,
like deleting their accounts from Robinhood. Right?
It's hard up. Okay, so a little background. People don't know, like, it's hard to transition brokerage to brokerage because, especially if you're in GameStop right now in Robinhood, you have to wait it out because it takes about a couple. Robinhood makes it hard for you to transfer to another brokerage because it may take a week or two, and you don't want to wait a week or two sometimes.
Right, especially right now when you're in GameStop and it's so volatile. There's no way that you can. You shouldn't really be.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be moving your funds right now because you don't know when you're going to be able to sell it. And you might need to sell it really like right away.
Yeah, and you do not want to. I don't think you can transfer options. I don't think you can.
I don't think
you
so
transfer
either.
option. I don't think so. You have to exit out.
Yeah. So you would have to sell right now. I think if I was in Robinhood, like, I don't use Robinhood at all, but if I was, I would just get out of my position and just move all of my funds over and rebuy at another company.
But at that point, if you move up a position, obviously you get taxed. So keep that in mind. So I wonder how
you're gonna get taxed anyways. So because this is a short-term investment anyways, there's eventually you're gonna get taxed, and eventually it's gonna be
tax. If I made $1 million, tax my $1 million, I don't give a fuck.
No, and it makes sense. It makes sense, right? So, but like these are short term, so like eventually you're gonna get taxed the same. It just like how much. And for me, I would probably just sell out and take the tax hit at like right now versus and then maybe when I transfer my money over, I'll buy back in if I think it's
so. Let me ask you this though: how long do you think the short squeeze is gonna last?
I don't know.
That's short squeeze zone.
That short squeeze zone. I don't know. People say a week. Some people
say
2 weeks.
Well, the report still reports over 128% right now. The short ratio.
128. I thought it was at 105. Oh, that's crazy. So it's when this all started, they were like 150 something percent.
151 something like that.
Yeah, and they've only sold out 28%.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
According to this report on Friday that I saw, I mean, I'm not how accurate it is.
I know it's definitely still over 100, right? So and this is like, people who don't understand, this is incredibly high because normally your short percentage is maybe 20% for like a stock that you think is gonna go like it's like insolvent. So at 150% or 120%, that's so much short. It's ridiculous.
It is way too much. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I don't know. Probably that those margin calls are gonna come in, right? Eventually.
You would think so.
So I don't know. I would expect within the next couple of weeks that this will all be over and we'll find something else.
Couple of weeks or next week, maybe.
It might be this week. It might be It might be 2 weeks.
The longer, the better it is because it'll hurt those hedge fund money to spend more money. So
yeah, I guess
yeah.
so. The thing is, like, the longer they hold it, the worse the rest of the economy gets hit.
Who cares about the rest of the economy? Who cares about that? You know, you don't care about that.
Oh, nobody cares about, like, as
come
long
on,
as
man.
GameStop is at $1,000, we don't care
Yeah.
if, like,
Listen,
if the
as
rest
long as
of
this hedge fund takes the hit, who cares about the economy? It'll bounce back. You know, come on, look at history shows. You know.
I don't know. I
Okay.
have stock in everything else, so, like, maybe I'm, like, hoping.
You're not cashing that out. You buy more into dips, man. What are you talking about, buddy? You buy more.
No, I need more cash though. I don't have any cash. All my cash is stuck in these stocks that are gonna go
So,
down in the market.
Okay, so let's talk about this, right? We talked about, you know, what's actual fact versus fake news, how they were trying to like they were playing so much negative stuff against retailers. I felt like they were trying to get people to sell. That's what it was.
They definitely were. Like, like, even when Chamath went on the news, like, the news was, like, already reporting, oh, this is not good for retailers. Like, this is not how retailers should be investing, because in the end, and we all know, like, in the end, the investors, the retail investors are the ones that are gonna get hit. Like, when it drops, the investors, the retail investors,
you're gonna suffer a lot of losses. Blah 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 blah. You know,
right? And that makes sense. But not everyone's gonna take these losses, right?
Of
Like,
course.
it's gonna be a certain number of people are gonna take these losses.
I mean, we already knew that we were gonna take losses regardless, and this is why we did it. It's go big or go home.
Also, on WallStreetBets, right? Like, people are talking about this is going to drop, and they are well aware that it's going to drop. And for them, the people who bought in early, they bought in when it was $17, some were $4 a share. If it goes back to $25, they still made money.
Yeah. So for them,
but for them, like, they've already, like, I saw one post that was like, I've lived on no money, or $100 in my bank account, $1,000 in my bank account.
This is nothing.
What do I care if I lose all of this? I'm still back to where I am. I'm in the same position.
And if you were smart enough, you exit out some of the money, obviously take some profit and ride the rest of it.
Yeah.
That's how I would do it. I would take 30% profit and my original money out, and then let the rest of it ride. And if you make more money, great. If not, you still have 30% up.
And it makes sense. It's just I don't know, regular investor probably doesn't think about it, but it's still, like, everyone knows the stock market. Everyone knows the stock market can go down at any time and you lose money, right? So I think the education part, where, like, they think the regular person is so stupid that they shouldn't be involved in this, and you can tell when you're listening to the news.
So let me ask you this though. I feel like with social media and the internet, people have been learning a lot more. They're becoming more savvy, and not only that, I feel like they're educating themselves more about the technical term, what's going on, than before. But before everybody had to look at the news. Oh shit, I had to believe this. You know what I mean? So now people are actually, like, you see, just looking at the WallStreetBets articles, people are posting and say, "Hey guys, don't believe them what they're saying. They're actually not true. This is the actual short ratio is." When they were saying, "Hey, the Melvin Capital exit position," they did not exit the position.
Yeah. They also told everyone that
the same day, get the fuck out of here.
They said Melvin Capital is exited their position. They are not involved anymore. And so you guys won, basically. So you guys can short. You guys can sell out. Don't go ahead.
Yeah. They were trying to just get them to sell the stocks, so that way they drive the price down.
It's interesting because do the news outlets need to have some sort of repercussions on them?
Yeah.
Right.
We can talk about repercussion later and all about this, but I'm just saying, like, it's just in general, right? You feel like literally, like, they were trying to so hard different ways to get people to sell stuff. That's what it was.
That's true.
That's all. Yeah. That's why it seemed like. That's why I felt like, and we wouldn't be so mad about it more if it wasn't that obvious.
Yeah, it just felt like the news outlets had their buddies that they were trying to help out, and then they were pushing it down on us that we're too stupid to do anything to understand.
We're trying to protect our investors, our customers.
Also, the brokers were all saying the same thing, like, "Oh, this is a volatile market. We're protecting our investors by not letting them sell," which doesn't make any not letting them buy, which makes no sense, right? Like, you let people buy, and then you let these guys sell, so short on margin, and then you're saying that we have all the risk here. Like it's that I don't know.
It's just
it really
2021,
is
2021, man. Beginning of January, man.
I know 2021's become like crazier than 2020 was. Like it's starting off really crazy as well.
Okay, so let's talk about influence by celebrities or the powerful people, right? I felt like obviously they had a big role in it as well, from the retailer side and from the hedge fund side. I mean, this is not the first time rich people make money out of the market going down. I think back in early last March, Bill Ackman was on a freaking show giving to say, "Hey, help! It's coming!" Blah blah blah. As the market dropped, literally, this guy hedged I don't even know how much money and turned into like $21 billion in one trade. Something stupid.
Mhm.
It was something ridiculous. And no one called him out for manipulating the market. He did not get fined. He did not get anything as the market dropped 15% that one day.
I don't know. Like I don't know if Bill Ackman is actually affecting the market that much, right?
But it's just that a lot of people follow him. You gotta understand that. You have a certain amount of followers.
I understand, but like
and credibility.
But like I can understand if he said GameStop is going to go down and GameStop goes down, but the entire market going down doesn't seem like it's.
So the market that day was already started going down. It was already 3%, and you can see it literally as he was talking. You can see the chart literally dropping percentage by percentage, right?
Yeah, I get it, but like that's like, is the whole market gonna drop 10% because of him? I don't know.
I just felt like. I mean,
but yeah,
I guess that's the story, right? I guess in image, right? But obviously, he made a smart bet. He made good money on that.
Yeah, and hedge funds and all of these investors, they're like promoted to like make these big moves, and then if they come true, like they're geniuses, right? Like,
yes,
that's what happens. Like if you've done this and you've made a ton of money off of it, you're a genius. Like this is so great. We're gonna follow you. We're gonna do like that's why Bill Ackman is famous now, right?
Yeah, because it's so influential back then. So like, I mean, again, going back to the power influence, he has a lot of followers, and so yes, now that bet made him look good. But why did not people call more regulation at that time? Just, hey, can you investigate this situation? You never know. Again,
it's because he's part of the big business.
But he made money though, right? He didn't lose money, I guess. So, but now that the retailers are making money in our end, we're calling for more regulation. You saw that with Warren, with Elizabeth Warren too. We had what's that other senator? I forgot.
AOC.
No, AOC did not. She came out. She was a little bit more kind of clueless, but she's like she was asking for an investigation for Robinhood and things like that. But but I feel like at the end of the day, these people who have a huge influence, do they not know that what you say matters, or they just purposely pretend like, okay, I'm gonna say this, nothing's gonna say it, nothing's gonna happen?
I don't know, man. I don't think it may not occur to them like how influential they are. Some of them do. Some of them are.
You telling me Elon Musk saying Dogecoin did not have a huge influence?
Oh, of course he did. Like so Elon Musk already knows. Like he knows just based off of Tesla. Off of everything he tweets about Tesla, and like every time he tweets, the stock goes up. So he knows anytime he says anything,
So for those who know, Elon Musk is famous for his tweets. Okay, not only that, he actually fought short sellers for the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like his stock in 2015 to 2017 was literally flat for like 2 years straight, where it should have gone up. But literally, like it was like I think
it should have gone up. Honestly, I was one of those short sellers. All right, I don't think I still don't think that the price is correct. Like I think that the price is too high. So honestly, he's been fighting short sellers for sure. But like every time he says anything, he's had such a following that every time he says anything, the stock goes up. Anything, it could be positive, it could be negative. The stock is going to go.
So I think was it yesterday night or 2 nights ago, he mentioned something about Dogecoin.
Yeah, he said. Well, he said this like I think it was a month ago. He also said the same thing.
Yeah.
Which got Dogecoin, which is a cryptocurrency,
which is no utilities at all.
Has no utility. It's basically just a meme coin. Like it came out because when Bitcoin came out, they wanted to make a joke coin as well. So they made Dogecoin. So he tweeted this out like a month ago, and it went up to like a penny per Dogecoin, like which makes no sense. So then he tweeted again last week, and WallStreetBets picked it up, and they went up to like 8 cents a share.
Yeah,
8x.
Even my friend who's not in crypto, oh yeah, hey, I put $300 on Dogecoin, and and he went. I made already $400-$500.
Oh my god, yeah, it went up 8x. So like, yeah, it's definitely manipulation there, or like it's definitely like his voice
Influence.
matters, right?
Yeah,
it's definitely an influence that matters.
But it's the same thing with Mark Cuban, or Chamath. Like, I feel like those people know what they're influential, But I'm talking about like when they use the influence for them, sometimes you can tell like it's for themselves to a certain degree. You know what I mean?
Who doesn't use their influence for them? Let me ask you that.
True.
Like,
I feel like
we just had a president who uses influence for every.
I feel like they should use for the creator government goods. Okay, more than for themselves.
Maybe after a certain point.
I feel like the reason why. Okay, I'm not sure if Chamath doing this based on PR, but you can tell he's telling it from his heart, like the passion behind that, right? The energy.
Yeah.
So
there's also a Chamath is also going for California.
Government. That's just what I was trying to say. Like,
so
I feel like
there
this
could be a little bit of him just getting his name out there, name recognition, so that he can run for governor and win. But like when you talk to him, like, or when you listen to him talk, it sounds genuine, and he's educated in what he's talking about. And so he doesn't say that he knows everything, but he like has been educated in what he's talking about, so that like when he comes up, he has a response that makes sense, that everyone understands, and that that like people can't really refute, because it just is like facts that he.
Yeah, I mean, so Chamath, like, he's the guy from was born in Sri Lanka, So, and obviously, came from, I think he went in school, I think, if I remember correctly, University of Waterloo, I believe, or Canada, something like that. He was one of those, I guess, early senior executive or senior something. No, someone on the board of Facebook, I believe, if I remember correctly.
But
anyway,
tech guy.
Yeah, he's a tech guy for sure. He was a software engineer. I think he joined AOL when he became the youngest vice president of AOL. Like, and then he left AOL. I think he
started doing venture capital, right? Because he started doing all of the
after he left Facebook, he started joining capital. I think he started something called Social Capital Partnership. That's what it was, and then later on changed it to Social Capital. And I think the fund was Peter Thiel picked him up. That's what happened. And so. And that's how he became who he is today. I think he brought out Slack, Box, Premise, Jammer, all those companies.
Yeah. So he's been very involved in the tech community.
Yep.
And also the business community, like just talking about evaluation of companies and stuff. He has a lot of articles on that, and like a lot of like interviews where he talks about valuation, how to value companies.
So he's fundamentally sound, 100%.
Yeah. Yep. For sure. Yeah, and like his influence, like if he's going to say something, people definitely listen. Like every time he says anything, there's definitely an effect every time. So like when he said that he's 100,000 into GameStop, that's why like it exploded the next day.
Didn't he offer in WSB before this happened? Say, hey, someone asked, hey, can someone microfund us? 100 people.
It was after. It was after. So like after he made all this money on GameStop, because it just like exploded. Like the WallStreetBets people were like, "Hey, give
100K for 10 people.
100K to 100 investors on WallStreetBets, and then we'll like start a fund for you."
And he replied back saying, "Okay, let's come up with a process. And then we'll talk about it more."
Yeah, he said, "Come up with a proposal, and then I'll look at it, and then we'll put money in." Like he's totally
a proposal and a process. I think because he wanted a process too as well. It was just funny,
because I think the original request was that give it to 100 people at 100,000 each, and he's like, "I can't manage 100 people. Like, my team can't handle it. Just come up with a process where like all 100 of you can work together, and then I just have to deal with what at one time with all of you."
Yeah, but still though,
but it's great to see that. It's great to see that innovation and that willingness to talk to people who are outside of like regular
Correct, because you don't have that network, right? So in a sense that you actually talking to regular people,
yeah,
and at least willing to reach out. And again, it could be a PR stunt, you never know, but still,
that's true. It could be.
You know, hey, it's the best marketing is free marketing, right?
That's true. Yeah. I mean, how free is it? Best marketing is marketing that makes you millions of dollars on GameStop. Like that's really what it is.
That's true. Okay, if you were the CEO of GameStop, what would you do right now?
I have no idea what I would do as the CEO of GameStop. Like, there's nothing you can do, right?
What do you do?
What can you do? Do they own? Do they own any of their own shares?
I think it's less than 20%, if I remember correctly. GameStop. Let me see. I'm curious to see.
Yeah, how much shares does GameStop own of themselves?
Like, I think the last time I checked was like not more than 20.
But even 20%, right? Like, your stock just exploded 17,000% or whatever. What is it? From $17 to
how much shares it own.
400. Like, they've made a lot of money off of this, right? So they can take that capital and start in whatever they want.
I actually think it's less, to be honest with you. But
honestly, when I was looking at it, they've never done a stock buyback, right? So
no, I'm just trying to see how much outstanding shares they own, though. Where is that? Is it the financials, right? Or holders? Not holders.
I don't know. I've never looked that up on a company. Shares they own of them. So I don't know. But yeah. It's interesting. I don't know what I would do as GameStop CEO. Probably I would take if I can somehow take those profits and put it towards something else. And like grow their business that way. It would make a lot of sense. That this is like an injection of funding that they didn't have before, right?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, listen, look at the founder of Chewy became, on GameStop board, and I think he invested something like $73 million in this. Now it's worth, I don't know how much now.
Yeah, right. That's amazing that he invested that much, and like now he's on the board. He's like, isn't he trying to help them be more online?
Correct. Become the Chewy in a sense online for video games and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Because GameStop right now, like I haven't been to a GameStop in a long time, like a live real GameStop. I haven't been there for a while. And I don't even go to GameStop to buy games. So like everything's through their Play Store or like the Sony store.
Okay, check this out. Check this out. So the CEO of Bell James, he owns 500,000 shares.
Mm-hmm.
How much is that? 500,000 shares. How much money is that right now? 500,000 shares.
500,000 shares times 400.
$300. Just to say, run down.
300.
Yeah.
What is that? 1.5, 15.
More than that. Come on. 521,000 shares.
I can learn to understand.
Oops. Whoa.
Okay. An average director has 38,000 shares, by the way.
38,000 shares.
An average director.
Oh my god. Let's look at this. Let's calculate this out. 38,000 times 300 is 11.4 million.
Million or billion?
Million. 38,000 shares. So for 500,000 shares times 300, it is 150 million.
Jesus Christ.
I was thinking, yeah.
More or less?
I don't know. I feel like as I get older, my math skills are just getting worse, and so I always add a zero or lose a zero every time I'm doing some sort of math. So I thought it was like 1.5 billion, but it's 150 million.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't find that outstanding shares. I mean, how much ownership left? That's kind of weird. Let me see the 10K. Gamestock 10K. I had to look this up. Anyway, by the way, so going back to our conversation though, I mean, they're not a bad company. Listen, as of getting, they've done over is this $6 million of revenue? No, it's more than that. It has to be more 6 million.
6 million in revenue.
No,
I mean, also during COVID, I don't know.
Yeah,
it might be.
No,
6 million sounds very low because
no, that's the same.
PS5s by themselves.
Okay, so let me tell you this. Okay, obviously their estimate, they beat the estimate last quarter. Okay, by the way, last quarter, literally they beat the estimate. Okay,
they beat their estimates last quarter.
Yeah,
during
after
COVID.
2 quarters in a row, during the last 2 quarters, it was like Q2, Q3, they missed it, but then in their last quarter they beat it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy that they beat their expectations.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they're a bad company. I don't think they're going out of business anytime soon. They just they can use this money to pivot, and I think that'd be a good thing for them to do for sure.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna take a little pause. We're gonna go to our extra MSG funny segment session. So Robert, what do you have for us today?
I have this hilarious video.
Do you? Me too.
I'm gonna move this over here, and I will send this to Mike so he can watch it too. It's a video of his dog watching his owner play a VR game, right? So his owner is playing this VR game, probably like some swords game, and the dog is looking at him so like,
what the fuck is he doing?
He's like, "What are you doing?" And the quote on top is, "He's doing the thing again." But the dog's face looks like,
it's so priceless.
God, I can't
Very
believe
still, no blinking at all.
This guy's doing some weird shit with a thing on his face.
All right, I'm gonna send you this video. Let me know what you see. So it's this commercial. It's called Try It Today. The brand is called Dickens Ciders, and it's pretty much people talking about how much they love the cider beer. So play it.
Yeah. There's nothing better than waking up to a good old Dickens cider.
My girlfriend loves Dickens Ciders.
Oh.
My sister came to stay with us for a month, and my husband couldn't go a day without the Dickens Cider.
Couldn't go a day without the Dickens
Cider. A Dickens Cider!
My mom loves the Dickens Cider.
My sister loves to wake up in the morning with a Dickens Cider.
Oh my god.
So it's people with accents saying, "Hey, how much they love Dickens Cider," but it sounds like Dickens inside her.
Australians, yeah. Dickens Cider. Wow, this guy. Oh my god, is this a real cider?
I don't know. Cool. Google it. I'm curious to see.
I'm scared to Google this. Like, is this something that we can Google?
The guy answers. The guy answered, "Hey, for the sake of the economy, get some Dickens Cider." Like he kind of knew what he was saying.
Oh man,
it's so hilarious. I wonder if it's a real company. Dickens Cider company is actually it's a real cider.
This is a real company.
It's a real company. I see it on Amazon. The T-shirts, or maybe not. I think maybe it's just I think it's just the saying, and I feel like this is like an old promo that we probably just.
Yeah. I think this was made because of the video, not.
Like, I don't know how old the company is, but it's funny though.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
It was made because of the.
You think how old do you think this website is? Let me tell you.
I mean, the website I saw. I don't even know, but this came out in 2016. So,
but look at this. But look at this though. Like, look at the brewery.
No, I saw that. That's what I was looking at too. But who knows when this was come out? It's in Alberta, Canada. I don't know, man. It looks like it's a real brewery.
So good though, right?
But they don't say anything about when they started.
No, of course
as a
not.
Company.
But it's still funny though. Like you can tell the guys like, you know.
Oh my god! All we want is some Dickens Cider.
Hey, it's called Dickens Cider, okay? Not Dickens Cider.
Dickens Cider.
Dickens. And it's funny because they have the accent. It's so hilarious. You have kids saying that. I'm like, oh my god.
They're Australian, man. Why are you bashing on them?
I love Australia. What are you talking about? So good though. All right, so we're going back to our segment. Okay, now, so going forward though, what do you think the SEC should do? Let me ask you this.
Well, before this, what do we think is WallStreetBets also like we've talked about like manipulation of the market by the hedge funds, but Wall Street Bets is also manipulating the market here, right?
Yes.
Like that. So
manipulating the market. Let's be honest. How much money do you think these people have? Whales, you could say, compared to those hedge funds.
It doesn't matter like how much money they have, right?
It does matter to a certain degree, though. How much?
Why does it matter? Like
the power, influence, the monetary influence.
I feel like they started like a trend, right? And it caused other things to roll, and so then people started.
So do you think this is a declaration of war against hedge funds?
It definitely is. Like if you read anything on their subreddit, it's a declaration against hedge funds. But hedge funds are also, so there's a couple things here, right? Hedge funds are a lot of their funding comes from different things like 401ks and a lot of like pensions and stuff. They go through hedge funds, right? So if these hedge funds are losing money, then like real people are also losing money.
I mean, you better hope that your hedge fund that has their 401k is not hedging, shorting this shit.
Right, you're hoping that your all of your pensions and all that stuff are like long on stuff instead of short selling.
They should be smarter than that. I'm just letting you know. So
yeah, but like these hedge funds do affect a lot of people in the end, right? So if they go down, a lot of that money isn't all owned by the hedge fund. So it's hard to say that like we should get rid of hedge funds, or like down with hedge funds, or if they lose $1 billion it's okay, or like 20 billion or 30 billion it's okay. It's gonna affect us in the end anyways. This is just a declaration against the system, I think.
I do agree. Hang on, give me 1 second, Robert. I think my computer is lagging for some reason.
20 minutes later.
Sorry, but you're right. So here's the thing. I do personally think that somewhere is going to lose money. And I mean, I don't know how long this battle is going to go on for, right? This has definitely started a war in a sense. And they're going to look for other short positions where you can try to short squeeze the hell out of of them.
Yeah.
But obviously now this also this also stops a lot of hedge funds from providing reports of the short positions because there's no SEC law behind this.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if there's none, but like I'm pretty sure that there's none.
I actually asked somebody who knows a little bit more. He said they haven't found one yet.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's not like
when I was like just my knowledge of it, I didn't think there was one. But if you talk to someone who like knew, more,
so unless you're holding a certain amount of position, I think that affects more than some market cap. I think it's called the 13F filing. You don't have to post anything.
Yeah.
So now it's gonna be a lot harder. But however, though, there are ways to find that out online yourself.
Is there ways to find if people are short?
Yeah. So I think on ThinWix, there was a bunch of video people showing, hey, you can see how they're leveraging certain positions, and there's a bunch of people posting on those videos.
But do you know who's negative, or do you know just like the overall volume?
You don't know who's doing what.
Right. So it's just like you just know the overall volume for each company. Yeah.
That's being short. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, still though, I still feel like they're gonna care less who's doing what though.
For sure. Like the government's definitely gonna stop all of this from happening. They're gonna put some sort of regulations in to stop this from happening again. It's just sad that it had to be.
But regulations though, who's gonna benefit though?
It's going to stop this from happening again. So it's going to be negative on us as investors, as retail investors. Hopefully it also affects the hedge funds from doing this as well. But I don't know. They've been short squeezing for forever and nothing's happened. It's just when we do it to them that something has to come up. But yeah, like I was saying like before, like this is also a market manipulation. So
it is
like I don't know how they can stop a WallStreetBets from manipulating the market though.
It's the same thing. You can create an Instagram page, you can create a Facebook page, a Facebook group.
It's just like it's basically a forum where anybody can say anything. And then if a bunch of people like get on board,
agree to it, they agree to it. Say, hey,
how do you stop it? Like, how do you stop this from?
You can't.
Like, I think this market manipulation is, it's hard to stop. Like, how do you stop it from?
But again, at the end of the day, though, how much manipulation do you think that is?
I think
how much power they have versus actually those hedge fund chats. I'm just saying. I don't know.
No, I think when you get something trending,
Yeah.
that has
I
more
get it, it
power.
becomes viral.
That has more
Yeah.
power than a hedge fund who has a ton of money to push around, because they only have a certain portion of that funding can go to this certain.
Sure, they had to allocate themselves,
Right.
allocate the risk. Correctly. I know.
Yeah, but I think they I think WallStreetBets has more power in creating.
So let me ask you
something that's
this:
trending.
so what are if you can name 3 repercussions out of this GME situation, what would that be?
3 repercussions.
Repercussions, yeah, out of this whole thing. How does it end?
How does all this end? Eventually, it's all going
Are
to
you-
go down.
Be the Simpsons predict the future.
Oh, I don't even know if I could do that. Honestly, there's a lot of like the policies that are going to go in to.
You think the SEC is gonna make some policy out of this?
Yes, there's definitely going to be some sort of. There's going to be something that happens. We just don't know what's going to happen.
So you think the retailers are gonna lose the most money?
Are they going to lose? No, they're not going to lose the most money, but they're going to lose.
Exactly.
They're going to lose more of their percentage of wealth than the hedge funds will.
Of course, yeah.
So like, because there's, I just think the hedge funds are gonna lose a lot more in numbers, but that's not a good percentage of their entire portfolio versus a retail person. But like, Mike, do you think eventually this has to go down, right? So
I don't know. I don't know. So I'm looking at call options right now. So the volume of call options right now. Hang on, let me tell you what I'm looking at right now. It's funny because the volume of call options for GME right now for next 2 weeks, it's pretty up there.
It's a lot, right?
Yeah, it's pretty up there. They're not cheap.
And
they're not cheap.
and I don't think it's gonna. I don't know. It could be the end of this week. It could be next week.
They're not cheap. Listen, they imply volatility for these options like 3,000%. Okay, first of all right, 3,000%.
At what point are we supposed to buy shorts ourselves?
Puts, which is put option. Yeah.
At what points are we supposed to buy puts ourselves?
So here's the thing, right? So I was thinking the same thing. Like, how do you hedge yourself? If you share a certain amount, you obviously have enough funds to go against put options so that you can make money going down as well, right? So you want to hedge yourself, obviously. But how far out do you want to do it, and how close in, right?
Yeah, and like I assume the stock is gonna go back down to, I don't know, even if it's not at 17, maybe it's at like 25 or 50 or like something lower than what it is now. So as a retail investor, we should be thinking about when this is happening and preparing ourselves for that drop.
Just let it go and save some money and make money out of that.
And we could like make some money if we know, like, if we do it early enough, right?
Yeah.
So it's just it's kind of hard to, because like I'm like, from my perspective, I think the Melvin Capital is losing money, right? But I think all the other hedge funds are jumping on the trend and are making money.
Yes, I think definitely that those companies jump behind on the pushing the stock up too as well. They make money,
right?
As well,
so like, there's no way that it gets up to 400 without other institutions.
Let me ask you this:
well.
Can it reach $1,000?
I can see it. I
I don't see it.
You don't see it?
I don't see it.
I think when it gets to
momentum.
I think when it gets to 1,000, I'm buying puts. Like that's my
I
number.
think once we hit 600, I'm buying puts.
600?
Yes.
I mean, that's very close. That could be tomorrow.
No, right now, how much is it right now?
300?
Yeah, I don't see it.
It went from 70 to 300 in one day.
I personally think that it may go down, market open, and then jump back up tomorrow.
I'm not gonna predict any short term stuff. I don't care, right? Like that short.
Oh, so you're figuring launch, okay.
I'm thinking in the end, I think it could get up to 1,000 just because of like how much percentage they are short.
Yeah.
So it's like 100 and what is 102, 103?
Let me tell you this. Okay, there are people who think in February 19, those options between $1 strike price to all the way to $15 strike price. There's a lot of volume for February 19 strike price.
February for what? 115
for put. Yeah, for one between $1 to $20 strike price.
Oh, $1?
Yeah, it goes back down. People think it's going back down to $1. or to $5, whatever it is.
I don't think it's gonna go that far down. Or actually, it might oversell, and that might happen. But like,
yes, I
don't
think
think
oversell.
that's. I don't think it's gonna last at $1 for very long.
I personally think it's gonna oversell.
It could oversell to $1 and then come back up to 5, 6, 7, 10. I don't know. I think it'll definitely oversell, but then it'll come back. I don't think $1 is what it's worth.
And by the way, this is really cheap though. February 26th, 37 cents for this $5 strike price. It's a no-brainer.
For a put?
For a put. It's a no-brainer, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you're so short-term on all.
You have to be. Yeah, you have to be for these stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't go out past March.
No, I always do 6.
Yeah, but it depends on what game you're playing, right? So for these put options though,
but like a put option for GameStop seems like a 6 month is fine.
So I mean,
like,
obviously safer, right? But I'm just looking at what people are doing right now. I'm just saying. I'm just looking at people.
I get it. I'm just saying, like, why, in 6 months?
Because
it's definitely not going to be at this price.
So it jumps literally the same strike. The same strike price jump. It's because once March hits, it becomes like 5 times more expensive.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's so crazy though. Like, oh my god.
No, but yeah, I think all of this is gonna bottom out, and we have to be prepared for the
downfall. Like I said, if those people who are on GameStop right now has the shares, just hedge yourself for it. Put just take some money out, put option against that, and just buy it out for the next month or so.
Yeah.
Why not? Prepare for that.
Do you think
the volatility of the market is going to be increasing for the next, I don't even know how long, because we saw that on Friday already. The volatility of the market, it's coming. It's been going, like, the market has been down for 3 to 4 days straight.
Yeah. And the volatility is just going crazy high.
Yeah. Look at the VIX, man. Look at the freaking VIX.
But yeah, like, they've also identified other stocks that need that are potential for short squeeze. You think those are going to hit as well? Do you think it's going to be like a GameStop, then move on to other stocks, or is it just all
so
you're
gonna find the highest short squeeze short stocks being shorted right now? Then you do the same thing. You try to do the same thing, right?
And they've started that already. They've like identified a bunch of them and all this stuff.
I think like AMC, Silver, Nokia. What else? I think this one, a couple
BlackBerry.
Yeah. No, I think Nokia is out of the picture, or the BlackBerry out of the picture. One of those two. But yeah, it's just that because a lot of people have sold out position. That's what happened. So we don't know what's happening sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like. I feel like once GameStop's done, like it depends on how well the WallStreetBets people
the results are
organized.
Yeah,
right. Because if they don't like, honestly, this has been the biggest like uniter of like the common people that we've seen in a long time.
This united people more than Biden being elected as president. Let me tell you.
Okay? Of course, yeah. Like for 100%. Like the other week, we did a podcast to see if Biden can unite the people, and like, no, I definitely said no, but this definitely did. And it hasn't been this united since like 9/11, right? Like, I feel like that's the last time we were united as a country, and now
all the middle class,
and now everybody is united again against these hedge funds, which is just
against
amazing.
The 0.01%, man. The 0.01%, you know. It is pretty funny though. I cannot wait to see how this plays out. You know, to be honest, I don't even know if I'm gonna play a role into this, just because it's too crazy for me.
You're not in on any of these stocks?
Some, but not GameStop, because
I'm definitely not in GameStop, and
I'm playing with small accounts, so it's different story.
Yeah, I'm just not like honestly, when this all was going on, the whole time you've listened to me, I've been like, by the time I jump in, it's gonna start going down, and it happened.
That's fine. Do it. So that makes it go down.
I bought no, but if I buy short, if I buy a put, or buy, like, say that it's gonna go down, it's gonna keep going up. So it just goes the opposite of what I do.
It's okay. Hedge yourself both ways 6 months in a row.
But yeah, so like I bought into AMC on Thursday, and everything dropped on Friday. Like everything dropped.
Everything dropped Friday. It doesn't matter what.
So like that might have been the end. As soon as I bought in, bought in.
You don't have that much pull.
No, it's just it's all the universe knows.
No, you don't have that much pull, Robert. You don't have that
No,
much pull.
I just think by the time it gets to me to buy, or like by the time I'm comfortable to buy, it's past the peak or like the
momentum
that's been going on.
Yeah, I mean, definitely for sure, we're gonna see how this plays out. I do personally think that this is gonna end up hurting some people for sure. Obviously, I do think that a law may come out of this, but it's probably gonna hurt more the retailer than it's gonna hurt the hedge fund. I think the hedge fund is gonna try to do something more or more, I guess, like, oh, these retailers think they can outsmart us type of deal, So I don't know. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting to see how it plays out because
I don't know if the hedge funds are gonna change anything without regulation.
That's true. Yeah.
I think they might be like for example today Citron Research, who's been like a perennial short seller, like they look at companies that are overvalued and put out reports.
So Andrew left, pretty much is the CEO of the company. Pretty much he said that he's not going to do reports anymore.
Right. So like these, and he said that they're going to look at companies that are undervalued rather. So that's
for more long-term value. He's going to change his business model.
Yeah, changing business model, which
PR stunt, I think.
Could be a PR stunt. I don't think it's gonna change his business that much.
I mean, listen, they make so much money short selling company. Why would they suddenly just change because of one thing?
Mm-hmm. And after you've been you've been doing something for I don't know 20, 30 years,
you're the known for a short selling guy, no matter what.
Are you really going to be able to change into a long seller? I don't know.
I saw something really hilarious, right? So was it Netflix or was it something it was pushing out like Wolf of Wall Street and something else like the most trending videos after that shit happened? It was like the top 2 trending video of the day. It was going crazy. It was Wolf of Wall Street and something else. It was another stock. Boiler Room or something. Yeah, it was so hilarious.
I don't know if it was Boiler Room or not, but like that's my stock.
But no, so what ended up happening was that they interviewed Jordan Belfort, which is the original Wolf of Wall Street guy, and he's like, hey, listen, you're known for, being that type of guy, like greediness and stuff, blah, blah, blah. Like, but he's like, well, technically, I was not like that. I was actually helping the little guy out because I was looking for penny values itself. I was just shorting, I wasn't screwing the other guy up,
Yeah, he wasn't, they were a pump and dump though, right?
Yeah, they're pump and dump. That's different. That's a different thing though.
Yeah. I guess they're increasing value of the company and selling it to make money for their
own benefit. But not to screw the other company up.
Right. The company is still what it is. What it is. It's not changing because of it.
And I think they did it because of penny stocks. That's what it was.
Yeah.
They're just using pink chic stocks. So yeah. By the way, talking about pink chic stock, man. How's that MGTI doing?
MGTI. Oh man, it was good. Now it's coming down. No, once Bitcoin goes back up, MGTI.
Oh, look, you see the BTC futures, man? It's up 180%.
Oh, is it right now?
Something stupid. It's something stupid right now.
Man, MGTI, it's all dependent on Bitcoin. So MGTI, if you don't know, is a Bitcoin miner penny stock that I told these guys. I told me and my friends, I was like, hey guys, put money into I'm putting. It was, what was it? It was like 1 cent a share or something when I bought it.
Yeah, it was like 1.7 something like that.
It was 1 or 2 cents a share. So I bought like 10,000 shares. I thought like I was a big baller, but in the end, it was like I bought 10,000 shares and it was like $10, right? So it was like, so I was like, oh, I'm a big baller. I have 10,000 shares of one company, and it's gone up to like $15.
How much did it cost you total?
I put in $60 total. So I think I bought it 2 cents, and I bought 30,000 shares.
That's so freaking crazy.
I'm like, yes, I am balling out on on a stock, but it was like $60, right?
So how much is it worth right now?
I think it's at last I looked, it was
17 cents. I thought it was 17 cents last time I checked.
No, I went down to 11 last week. Because I think what happened is like all the liquidity is going into GameStop and everything else is just going down. So like we've had like a really long bull run this last year for crypto, and this week has been like Bitcoin has just gone down because nobody's putting money into it. They're all putting it into GameStop.
Oh, Dogecoin.
Or Dogecoin, because now because the news. But
yeah, it's definitely interesting though. So I found another penny stock called AITX. and I think I started it at 4 cents, and AITX right now. It's I told you guys about it too in the chat. I think it's right now. I believe 11 cents or 12 cents. When was the last time I checked?
Oh, you told us about this stock?
Yeah, AITX.
I can buy some 1,000 shares or something of a 11-cent stock.
Oh, exactly. AITX is. I mean, we could compare, Robert, at the end of the year, which stock performed best.
AITX or MGTI.
Yeah. So for those who know what AITX is, artificial intelligence technology company. What they do is technically obviously they do research with artificial intelligence, with based in the name, hence. But yeah, I think back I believe in I believe December last year, it was like 2 pennies. And then when I bought in around 4 pennies early mid-January, something like that. And then it shot up to like 11 cents.
So a year ago, it was $1 a share.
Was it? I don't know
or
how
$2. It was $2 a share a year ago.
Yeah.
Do you know why it was? Oh, and when it first started, it was. Oh my god. Is this right?
Is this right? So $400,000?
$48 million a share.
Oh, there we go. It's come back all-time highs.
All-time high. Let me show this to the people, right? So right now it's at like 11 cents, but like in March of 2016, it was $48 million a share. So basically, they did a stock split, or multiple stock splits.
Probably a lot, yeah.
But yeah, this is nuts.
It's coming back though, Robert.
All you gotta do get back to that all-time high.
All I care is about $1. Even $1, I'm happy.
It's funny because MGTI, right? My MGTI stock. If you go to all time, it was in the last bull. It was in 2007.
Yeah.
Was $180 a share.
Wait, what?
So it doesn't have as big of a curve as yours does, but
no, listen, for me it's go big, go home type of deal, you know.
Yeah, but this one was like 2007. So what they are is they're a Bitcoin mining company.
Yes.
So then I think back then they were doing really well. And that was the last time that Bitcoin had a bull run, right? Yeah. So then I saw this go down in 2008, 2009. And then I just been watching it until the next Bitcoin bull run, and I was like, all right, now it's happening, but it went down to like 2 cents a share. Now it's at 12 cents. You know, it's gonna come.
It's okay.
Up.
Hold
forever.
Diamond hands, okay? Diamond hands.
Diamond hands. That's what we learned that today.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna end this episode. We are rant. So Robert, what do you want to rant about?
I rant. Oh, I don't.
Are you mad about Negreanu?
Oh, see, I can talk about that. So you haven't been following this, but like,
no, how not?
So it's funny because they've been playing. So Daniel Negreanu lost like there was one day where he lost like 300,000 again, right? So he went down over 1 million, and then Doug Polk decided on the very and then the very next day he comes in and he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna go broke or go home. He plays like super crazy and wins 300,000 back. So he lost 300,000, won back 300,000, and then the very next day, Doug Polk comes in and and changes his strategy completely. So before is like every time that someone's hand, then the other person would raise automatically because they're heads up, right? So every time they're just like playing big hands, and instead, Doug Polk decided this time I'm gonna check or call every single pre-flop. And it changed the strategy completely, right? Like he changed up his whole thing. So Daniel Negreanu was like, "Oh, this is a horrible strategy. It's not gonna work. Obviously, I'm plus EV now, so I'm just gonna run this out." But instead, then 2 days later, they come back, and Doug is still doing his limp strategy, and Daniel Negreanu decided he has all of these charts for if you limp or if they raise, like if he limps,
drew a chart out?
He has a chart to say what he needs to do. So he planned out like the perfect strategy.
So he did the math behind it.
Yeah, he did the math to combat it, and he has a team that he's working with, right?
Yeah,
but he did the math to do all of this, but he doesn't have it memorized. So then he has to go and like look for everything on it. So like he has like a chart and he's like, I gotta look for if he checks right here, I do this, I have this hand, what percentages and stuff, all this stuff, right? So it took him forever to do all of these, like to find.
So each hand lasted like 10 minutes.
Yeah, so like he started slowing down a lot, right?
That's good.
So no, but like they're playing heads up and they're used to playing super fast, right?
Yeah, of course.
So it's very tilting to play someone
so
super
people who
slow.
So people who were streaming probably what the fuck's going on.
Right, and everybody, and even Doug Polk got like super pissed, right?
Yeah.
And then what happened was Daniel.
What did they before not clock the hand?
No, because everyone's they're going fast, right? They're playing fine. But now he's doing all of this and he's like, okay, it's taking forever. But then now he's also like, when he has a good hand, he's also taking a long time because
you can't tell. You can't tell.
There's no timing tells, which is a big thing in the poker online community. Right? You can, depending on how fast someone moves.
So is Doug going on tilt yet?
So he went on like in that session. They were like an hour in, and Doug Polk was like, "We got to call in our like they have like a intermediary where they can talk. They can talk to. So like they were like, okay, you can't just take the entire clock every single hand.
Why not?
For every single decision. Like it's bad form, right?
Is it?
It definitely is. Mike, like it definitely is, right? Like that's especially
I would do the same exact thing. I think Daniel was trying to get him on tilt. That's what I was, to be honest with you.
So from his point of view, what he was doing was he said he was looking up everything and it took a long time. And then and so to balance out his range, balance out his thing, he took all the time. But then for stuff that was like automatic decisions, like when he had the button, like he was also taking that time.
So smart.
So it was like
he was pissing him off. It was
pissing him off, right? So then they called an intermediary, and the guy was like, "Why are you taking forever when you know what you're gonna do? Like every single time, 100% of the time, you raise. Like there's no decision there." So then they decided, okay, when you come back, when I'm on my button, I will raise, like I would do my normal raise every time, and then the rest of the time I can take my time. But he was also slowing it down so that he can go back and study and memorize it, so it could be faster.
Of course.
But like but it slowed it down because like the time before they had like 1,000 hands.
So how much swing did it happen? How much money did he lose or won?
No, so like that day he won 40,000. He won like one buy-in. It was
who did? Daniel.
Daniel did. So like that. Like,
so he worked technically got him on tilt.
No. One buy-in is nothing. He's down 700,000.
But right? Still, but you can see that he got dug on tilt though, or past studies.
No, I don't think so. So let me finish it, right?
Yeah,
so he was so So after they came back from that break, then Doug was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna play regular because it doesn't matter." And so he just played regular, and they went back to normal speed, right?
That's pretty funny.
So I think it was like Doug was like trying to protect his lead or whatever.
Of course.
So like he lost 300,000 in one day, which hadn't happened the entire time. So then he's like, all right, let me slow down. I'll stop like checking and like doing this like lower range of stuff. So then I don't lose as much, right? And then if I win, I don't win as much. So 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 it caused a big controversy. And then now both of them are going back and forth. So they're basically arguing.
It's a mind game. That's probably a mind game, obviously.
Right? Like the whole reason it started was because they were chatting back and forth at each other and like arguing with each other, right? And
they're probably talking trash.
And they were like, and then this was like the whole time this has happened, they've been like super chill. They've been like talking about each other like very nicely. And then this happened.
Not anymore.
And now they're like, this guy's fucker. Yeah. Also, I was watching just Daniel Negreanu's side of stuff, right? So just watching his side, and then I started watching Doug Polk's side.
Yeah.
And you find like it's like a completely different point of view every single.
Of course.
Yeah, it's funny because he's like, Daniel's like, I've been on the worst run. Like I haven't made a good. I haven't like sucked out on him the entire time.
Yeah.
And Doug is like, you know what? There's like he's complaining about luck, but I haven't like there's been like thousands of hands where I've gone without stacking him. which is like something that happens in Heads Up all the time. Like actually, he's on the biggest heater of his life, and he's complaining that he's
someone's in the bubble, in their own bubble.
Right. So everybody's in their own bubble. They're all talking. Now they're just chatting back and forth. It's like so funny. But like now,
it's good PR, man. I'm telling you, good marketing.
In the end, we're at 19,000 hands, and Doug is up
600K probably still.
We're at 21,000 hands, and Doug is up 700,000.
Jesus.
So it looks like this is going to be over within the next week or so. And
why?
Because they're going to 25,000, right? And now since they're playing fast, like the last time they played, like this last time they played 1,300 hands.
So Negreanu's going to lose all the money.
Looks like it. Looks like he's going to lose, and all these bets are going to go.
It's okay. I mean, that's chump change for the guys.
Yeah. No, honestly, like these guys don't really. They're not stressed about this million. It's just fun for the fans.
It's pure entertainment, more PR, more marketing. All right, not too shabby. it's not really a rant, but it's a good story.
Not really a rant, but it's a good story. What's your rant, man?
Let me see. I don't really have much of a rant, but more like, I guess it's more like a little bit annoying. It's like, you see, okay, so obviously, with all the vaccines coming on, stuff like that, the distribution, things like that. And a part of it is like you can see both sides of the media are still talking about it, whereas like whether you should take it or not, or whatever it is, all the different effectiveness, things like that. I feel like it's already over drilled. Like you know what I mean? Like it's so much about it already. Like
are you watching the news for your?
No, but it's not just the news stuff. But obviously, you see this on social media. You see this everywhere. It's just in general. Like like it's just everywhere. So it's like, I'm like, guys, we get it. Get the vaccine if you can. If you're allowed to get it, just get it. Right? Mm-hmm. That's all it is. Like, but it's just so much.
I mean, you had the same rant like last with
Sean. Well, no, but it was my last rant was more about
your friends.
Yeah, my friends. That's what it was. Yeah.
And now it's like everything.
This is everything. It's just annoying. I'm not ranting about it. I'm really annoyed about it. Okay, you know what? And I think last time I read about it, it's like people were posting how proud they were getting the shot. That's what it was. Wasn't it? Something like that? I forgot.
You said that people were pressuring you to get the
shot. To get the shot.
That's what
this was. What was this? 3 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago?
Something like that.
Yeah.
People were pressuring you. You didn't want to feel the pressure. You wanted to not take it in your own time.
I wanted to see whenever it comes out. Listen, I would love to be honest with you. If I could take one shot, I would take one shot instead of 2 shots. To be honest, whatever. Fuck it.
But you don't even want to take you don't want to take a shot at all until you find that's what you said.
Until I feel comfortable with it. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, which would be never.
What? No, you never know. Could be next year. Next year.
Next year will be a different drug because it'll be a different vaccine.
There you go. Probably more effective. Instead of 95%.
It'll be a ever rolling 1 year of
instead of 95% effective, it could be 99%.
Oh, did you see the one shot for J Johnson & Johnson? 66% efficacy.
Yeah,
that's not good.
But did you see what the Moderna bad news? And how the stock went up to $171 per share.
Wait, what bad news from?
Hang on. It was something about their recall. Hang on a second.
I talked to my friend who works in hospitals and stuff. She said that the Moderna shot, if you have fillers in your face or like it, then that's what the allergy is.
Is that true? I don't know. I haven't read about that.
So she's very involved. Like she's very involved. But she said like if you have fillers in your face, then the Moderna one can give you allergy.
That's what it was because of the big allergy response.
Yeah, but like there's no like they're not changing the formula for it. It's just if you have fillers, then you should take.
Why is that reaction?
Take the Pfizer. I think it's whatever's in the fillers. Interacts with the drug differently. And then the Pfizer one doesn't have that reaction. So if you have fillers, this is a news for everyone out there. If you have fillers, you should take the Pfizer. If you don't, then you can take either one.
Anyway, either way, the stock went up $171 per share. I'm happy. I'm okay with that. So
I'm good with that too.
So sell.
Oh, you know what my rant or my annoyance would be? Like yours is about like the news about this COVID vaccine. Mine is I'm tired of listening to people tell me what a short squeeze is. And we just did this on the show. So I'm part of the problem now too. But honestly, like everywhere.
Wait, hang on. So what do you mean everybody? Who
on TikTok? So TikTok Finance.
YouTube, bro, there's so many people doing that stuff.
YouTube Finance, YouTube is also the same. Like everyone's talking about GameStop and they're trying to explain what's happening. But
it's a fresh story. I'm not surprised about that though.
There's thousands of them.
It's
overload.
It's a good way to get attention though. Think about it.
It's overload. And we just did it on this show right now. So I don't know how much I can complain. It's content to put out there.
It is. I mean, by the time this gets released, it may be over. So whatever.
Yeah. So we'll be late, but then it won't be like we won't be just another. This
is why we hopefully some of our repercussion doesn't come true, but we'll see.
It probably will.
Hey, we'll find out soon. Don't worry about it. So, or we may be still holding GME by the time this comes out. We never know.
Yeah, maybe we will.
All right. Well, go ahead.
All right, guys. That's gonna be our show. If you guys are listening, we want you to comment and give us a rating on Apple Podcasts or any of your podcast apps. If you're on YouTube, smash that like button, subscribe, click the alerts so you know when we have a new podcast. And leave us a comment. Tell us what you think, where you think GME is gonna go.
And visit our website.
www.gfothoughts.com.
Yeah. Well, everybody, until next time, signing out. Take it easy. Have a good one.
All right. Peace.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Gluten-Free Organic Thoughts podcast. As always, we appreciate you. If you are watching us on YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this episode, and leave us a comment. If you are listening to us, please leave us your honest review on your preferred podcast listening platform. And as always, you can find us on social media at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at GFOT Thoughts. Drop a comment and give us some feedback. We would love to hear from you. Until next time, see you then.